Hey there guys, it's Christopher, and as you can see, today I'm going to be giving you my first place France deck profile for Dimension Dragons. So this is actually, I think this is the first BCS first place I've ever had. Um, so it's quite a long time coming. I think after 5 years of playing the game, I think almost to the day. So it feels quite good. This is the promo. I'm sure everyone's seen it by now. Not the most exciting, but it's a very playable card. And I'll be meme buddying it in literally every deck from now on till Worlds deflects, obviously. But yeah, alright. So, anyway, here, let's get started with the deck profile. Obviously, well, I guess it might not be but yeah, it's Dimension Dragons. I think at this point it should be reasonably obvious that it really is the go-to deck for pretty much any event. I can't really, there just hasn't been a scenario in which it hasn't been, super good, to be honest. I'm buddying Holy Were Dragon because this is one of the best buffs the deck could get, and if you play the mirror and your opponent doesn't have this, you can be pretty certain that you're going to win that, sort of irrespective of whether or not you've won the dice roll. Because if you're just reducing all damage by 5, you're pretty much neutering their entire lost turn. It's going to be pretty fucking difficult for them to kill you. You're making their Care Fob Man useless. You're making the impact only do 5 damage. You're forcing them to link with almost everything just to do any damage to you, which obviously makes 1 do gain extremely high value, extremely high value. So yeah, super good card. Now sometimes I'd side out all my copies, against idols. I just didn't need it at all. So I'd side out it's not bad against idols, but it was there are other cards inside. There are other cards I wanted in main instead of this. So I just chucked it out, which meant that I had a buddy obviously that I wasn't running in my main, which was an interesting experience. But yeah, so let's get started with the main deck, and I suppose by now it should be really rather standard affair. There is not that much new, so we'll sort of blitz through the first part. Here, 4 Dugain, 2 Odio, that's been the standard for quite a while. 4 Ankos, Ankos is Ankos. 3 Decay, obviously, 3 Chromata. This is new. 2 Ranma and no copies of Disturb Hand. Why did I decide to do this? I decided to go for Ranma over Disturb Hand for a couple of reasons. One, Ranma's a Dimension Dragon, and because I was going to be in main decking some more generics than usual, I did want to increase the consistency and not be sort of in these really shitty situations when my discard targets for a Agonia and stuff were abysmal, or I couldn't cast a Zenith, for example, if I opened it. Secondly, idols and Bang Dream don't care really that much about a disturb. They care a bit, but they can get out of it. And in fact, most decks can get out of it. Most good decks can relatively easily get out of it, or a lot of good decks just search. They don't draw so much. Finally, so then there's also the fact it stops life gain is actually pretty huge. Yeah, especially in the mirror, you go first, you drop a Ranma, you gain all your life, your opponent won't be gaining any of theirs. Frankly, I found that almost as helpful as stopping the drawing. Now, obviously, a Disturb Hand against a DD player going first is super good, but this also has Soul, which became relevant in stopping attacks, keeping DDs on board, and in having a target to pop and still hang about for a desuction. The ability to pop any card at counter speed came in really clutch, and also it's an out in your main board for their Disturb Hand. So while they're wasting board space with the Disturb Hand, you can just drop your Ranma, drop an Ankos or something for it, pop their Disturb Hand, and then you can pop off, and it feels kind of bad because they've lost their Disturb and therefore probably most of their interaction, or most of their way of stopping you. But yeah, Ranma overall really good card. And those are all the size ones. Size 2s, 4 Epis, 2 Dolor. Dolor's fine. I like going into it just because it's like a nice bit of peace of mind and security that you're going to survive, and you're going to get to your lost turn. And 2 Holyware in main. I've explained why Holyware is so good. And when it swings, it also subtracts 20k, which can be pretty relevant. And the double attack is a nice bonus. Size 3 is just 4 Agonia. So that is the that's all the monsters. And I think it's nothing that crazy, nothing too innovative at all. Really a very standard affair. Spells again are going to be quite similar. I think almost identical. 4D suction, 4D alteration. This is as well because you have to see like 2 copies against Roselia to feel secure that you can take that game. 3 Endbringer, I'd like to run 4, but it's just impossible to find the space. This list is 53. I don't want to go to 54. 2 loyalties. Very, very, very glad I mained the loyalties. They came in clutch so many games. I was debating between maining. So 2 loyalties, 2 recover veils, or 4 recover veils, and siding all my loyalties. And my teammate Luke convinced me to go with this, and I'm really glad he did, because it was just so much better. It was a better format call because the French didn't play any Idolmaster. It was only the Brits who brought it. So yeah, it ended up being absolutely the correct decision. And then 1 copy of Lost Stone, pretty much exclusively for idols. You need to have your abilities online. So yeah, I just made 1 copy of Lost Stone for that. But again, I mean, I could have taken it out. I didn't see it used at all, but I was expecting more Idolmaster there. So, I can't. I don't know that sort of. I don't have that sort of level of clairvoyance. 3 Zenith, obviously. So Zenith, 2 Manisha, great items, great, and 2 Lost Worlds to wrap up the main. I think this is a very sort of standard DD list. Nothing too spicy at all. Let's do the Lost deck now. Lost deck, I think, is like pretty much unchanged. 4 Vanity, 3 Care, 2 Epoch, 2 Arrogate, 1 End. I'm probably going to bump this to 2. 3 Invasion, 3 Day Devastation, 3 Dimension Draw, 2 Spell Null, 2 Distortion Wall, 1 Life Stream. We'll probably swap this for another End. Though this wasn't like nice in 1 game. 2 Impacts, 2 Item. Yeah, I think a very standard Lost deck. It sort of functions how it is and just does what it needs to do. And finally, the Sideboard. So 2 copies of Recover Veil, just so I could go up to the 4 in main that I needed against idols. 2 copies of Dragger Trap, that was for Prisms. 1 copy of Bloody Trust, just in case anyone happened to take Org, but no one did. 1 D Decline for various matchups. 1 Loyalty for various matchups. 1 Zenith for every time I was not going first. And 2 Holy Wares for like Bang Dream and the Mirror and other such cases when it's useful. So that was the list. Yeah, I'd say overall the event was really good. Obviously, obviously it went pretty well for me. But yeah, I can do like a very quick tournament report as well. I won 3 shop challenges, so I have a buy for all of my events. So round 1 was a buy, there were 3 players with a buy, 33 players total. Round 2 was against Folktale. I won the dice roll and I loyaltied in both games, so I ended up just winning pretty outright. Round 3 was Pastel Palettes. This was, I'm not going to go into the sort of bullshit that ensued from this round, but basically the long and short of it is it was a double loss. When time was called, I had game on board. If I'd been able to finish the phase, at least I would have taken that. But oh well. It ended up being to my benefit in the end. Round 4 played against Roselia, defeated it 2-0 pretty handily. Round 5 DD Mirror against Luke, the teammate who told me to run those loyalties. Won the dice roll, 2-1'd him. I might have 2-0'd him. Unsure. Round 6 final round before Top Cut, played against my teammate who was XO at the time, so obviously took that game too. It was, and again, very glad I did, because it meant I seeded third, and if I'd lost that, I possibly wouldn't have made it into top cut. I might have been ninth or scraped in, which meant I would have had to play him again in top. So yeah, very, very happy with the way that all went. So I seeded third overall. The top 8 was Star Dragon, 2 Idol Master, both Anzu, 1 Passive Pallets, the same player who double lost the who actually went on to win all his games as well, and 4 Dimension Dragons. Yeah, DD's is DD's. There's nothing really else to say there. It's just still so good. So my top 8 match was against the Jack player, and I was kind of spooked because this was one deck that I really felt unprepared for playing against. I was told that his build was a bit odd by my friends who'd already played him earlier in the day. So I came in sort of prepared for a bit of a toughie, and my opponent won dice roll as well, which really didn't help. So I wasn't feeling good going into the first game, and then my opponent drew, charge and drew, and said pass. And then game 2, he drew, charge and drew, and also said pass. So yep, won that quite handily. I wasn't complaining. I felt bad for him, but obviously I wasn't complaining. Top 4 was the DD Mirror. My opponent did not have Holy Wares, and I won the dice roll. So yeah, that went about how you'd expect. 2 owed him, and then the final was Idolmaster. Got very lucky. Won the dice roll, and then game 3, my opponent misplayed. He forgot to play around loyalty, so he called the on-call draw 2, Anzu, called Anzu over there, responded with loyalty, so he couldn't call his Kirara, the size 3 to center, so he couldn't attack. He had no monster in center, and I had my Lost World turn, and he just scooped it up because I basically like revealed, like, I was like, yeah, I've got DN Bringer, I've got a bunch of draw cards, I've got like Agonia, Epis, like, and you have no loyalties or anything or forms of interaction, and he was just like, yep, okay, cool, that's done. GG. So yeah, and that was the tournament. Yeah, super good, super fun overall. Long day. It was about a 12-hour day from start to finish, from 9 AM registration till 9 PM when I finished up the finals. But yeah, overall really fun. France is always a good time. And now I'm looking forward to Portugal and London, where I will be taking Redacted. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.